One of the most impactful things about Caroline's story was the calm that she exhibited when she got her diagnosis. She described people all around her having strong reactions. She described making jokes and trying to keep things light. Several of the people I've interviewed on the podcast have had similar reactions to diagnoses. It's also been a season full of people making the most of devastating circumstances, turning what could have been a terrible moment into meaningful changes and moments of enlightenment. And I truly hope that when my time comes, I have that sense of peace and calm that so many of my guests describe. But a few weeks ago, a dear friend of mine, very close to my age, with young children, was diagnosed with metastatic cancer. And I have to tell you, I do not feel a sense of peace. I do not feel calm. I feel sad and worried. I feel concern and compassion. And if I'm being honest, I feel a little angry and a sense of injustice. The kinds of people willing to be on a podcast and talk with a stranger about one of the most devastating moments in their lives are special. And while I think the kind of peace that many of my guests describe, or the kind of meaningful, positive change that we hear about in these stories is available to all of us, I know that many people don't have those kinds of reactions, and some people never get a sense of peace. Last week, I was presenting at an event related to aging and independence, and someone asked me what they could do to help someone come to terms with their death. I talked about the importance of presence, being open, and allowing the person the space to process at their own pace. But I also cautioned that some people never come to terms. Some people don't have the capacity or even the desire to find peace with coming to the end of their lives. Despite my years of experience and expertise in being with people at the end of their lives, I've seen people die resisting and fighting. It's certainly unpleasant and often disturbing to their loved ones, but I remember very clearly being with the young mother of young children, distressed, anxious, agitated as she came to the end of her life. How could I ask her to have peace when she knew that she was leaving her children to grieve her loss? It was difficult to remain in the room. It was painful to watch her husband take on her distress. But in the hours after she died, when I was reflecting back on the experience, I came to the conclusion that it was appropriate. It was her journey. It was her life. It was her goodbye. Who am I to say it should be any other way? And so this week, if you're reeling after a new diagnosis, if you're feeling angry about progression of your disease, if you're feeling a sense of injustice, if you aren't in a place of acceptance or peace, if you can't wrap your mind around whatever it is you're dealing with, I want you to know, no matter what other people tell you, no matter how much people want you to be okay, calm, accepting, and looking for the positive, if you're not in that place now, that's okay. Maybe you'll get there, but maybe you won't, and that's okay too. This is your journey. This is your life. And I want you to know that at least this stranger, this podcast host, this palliative care chaplain says, you get to do it however you want to do it, or however you can do it. And that's okay. And if you ever need anyone to tell you that, get in touch with me. I'll tell you that as many times as you need to hear it. This is Dying to Tell You.